Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever been told you're a nice guy but find yourself stuck in the friend zone, overworked, or just plain frustrated with life, you've come to the right place. Today we're diving into the 10 nice guy habits you need to stop now. And trust me, you'll want to stick around because some of these might blow your mind. Oh, and don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment below on which habit hits home for you. Let's kick things off with a classic saying yes to everything. Your coworker needs help with their project? Yes. Your friend wants you to drive them across town at 3 a.m.? Yes. Your neighbor's cat needs babysitting? Yes. Stop it. Just stop. Here's the science. Studies in behavioral psychology show that people who overcommit often experience burnout, resentment, and even physical health issues. And guess what? The people you keep saying yes to, they're not appreciating it as much as you think. Instead of being their savior, you're becoming their doormat. You know what's worse? When you finally say no, they look at you like you've betrayed their entire family lineage. How dare you have boundaries? Practice saying, "Let me get back to you on that." It's polite, but it buys you time to assess if you really want to commit. And remember, no is a complete sentence. You don't have to justify yourself every time. Think about Sarah, a 28-year-old marketing professional. She used to say yes to every extra task her boss threw her way, thinking it would help her get promoted. But guess what? She became the go-to person for grunt work instead of strategic projects. Once Sarah started saying no to non-essential tasks, she gained more respect at work and had time to shine on important projects. Saying no isn't just about protecting your time, it's about protecting your value. This one's for all the chronic "I'm sorry" people out there. Did someone bump into you? You say, "Oh, I'm sorry." Did it rain on someone's wedding day? "I'm sorry about the weather." No, you're not a walking apology machine. According to a study published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology, over-apologizing can make people perceive you as less confident. And who's drawn to someone who seems insecure? Exactly, not the people you're trying to impress. Next time someone bumps into you, just say, "Oops, I didn't see you coming with all that audacity." Or better yet, try a neutral response like, "Watch your step if the situation calls for it." Replace "I'm sorry" with "thank you." For example, instead of "sorry I'm late," try "thank you for waiting," subtle but powerful. Imagine Jake, who always apologized in meetings even when someone else made a mistake. Over time, his co-workers started associating him with mistakes that weren't even his fault. When Jake consciously stopped over-apologizing and only took responsibility for his own actions, his colleagues began respecting his input more. Alright, Mr. Peacemaker, let's talk about this. Conflict isn't the enemy. Avoiding conflict, on the other hand, is. When you dodge tough conversations, you're not keeping the peace. You're delaying a potential explosion. Research from the University of Tennessee shows that healthy conflict can lead to stronger relationships. Why? Because it's an opportunity to understand each other better. Avoiding it? That's just sweeping the dirt under the rug. Avoiding conflict is like ignoring your car's check engine light. Sure, it's fine for now, but wait until your car breaks down on the highway. Start with small conflicts. Instead of saying, "Sure, I don't mind," when someone cuts in line, try a polite, "Excuse me, I was here first." Baby steps. Take Anna, who always avoided confronting her roommate about their late rent payments. The tension built up until they had a massive blowout. Now Anna makes it a point to address small issues early on, saving both her relationships and her sanity. How many times have you swallowed your true thoughts just to keep things smooth? Maybe it's saying, "Yeah, I love that movie," when you secretly hated it. Or agreeing with someone's political views just to avoid tension. Guess what? People like authenticity, not carbon copies. According to a study by Harvard Business School, authenticity builds trust and respect in relationships. When you suppress your opinions, you're not being authentic. You're just blending in. And blending in, that's for wallpaper, not people. If someone can't handle your opinion, are they really worth your time? Unless your opinion is pineapple on pizza, then you might be on your own. Start with small, harmless opinions. "Actually, I prefer tea over coffee." See? No one died. Consider Ben, who spent years agreeing with his friend group's vacation plans even though he secretly wanted to explore different destinations. Once he started voicing his preferences, he found that his friends actually appreciated his input. Plus, he got to visit places he truly enjoyed. This one's sneaky because it feels generous, but over-gifting to win people over is a slippery slope. Whether it's buying expensive gifts for a crush or constantly treating friends to dinner, it's not sustainable, and it's not genuine. A 2012 study in the Journal of Social Psychology found that relationships built on material rewards are less likely to last. Why? Because they're transactional, not emotional. Buying someone's affection is like renting a car. It works until the money runs out and then you're walking home. Focus on meaningful gestures, not expensive ones. A heartfelt note or a shared experience often means more than a pricey gadget. Mia used to shower her partner with expensive gifts to keep their attention, but the relationship still felt one-sided. When she switched to showing appreciation through quality time and small, thoughtful gestures, their bond grew much stronger. The classic self-sacrificing hero move. While it's great to be considerate, constantly putting others' needs above your own is a fast track to resentment. Studies from the University of Michigan show that people who neglect self-care in favor of others' needs are more prone to depression and anxiety. And honestly, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're always the one driving everyone else around, who's gonna drive you when you run out of gas? Exactly. Prioritize your own needs first. It's not selfish, it's survival. David always volunteered for every charity event at his kid's school, leaving no time for himself. Once he started saying no to a few events and taking a weekly yoga class, he felt more balanced and was able to contribute more meaningfully when he did volunteer. Do you find yourself fishing for compliments? Or posting "look at me" updates just to get likes? Validation feels good, but constantly seeking it can make you seem needy. A 2014 study in cyberpsychology, behavior, and social networking found that people who rely on external validation are less likely to develop genuine self-confidence. If you're constantly asking, "Do you think I'm smart?" the real answer might be, you're smart enough to stop asking that question. Practice self-validation. Write down 3 things you like about yourself every day. Cheesy? Maybe. Effective? Definitely. Emma stopped posting selfies for likes and started journaling her daily accomplishments instead. Over time, her self-esteem improved, and she realized she didn't need external approval to feel good about herself. Are you the type who always plays it safe? While caution has its place, never taking risks can make life boring. Research from Stanford University shows that taking calculated risks can boost confidence and make you more resilient to failure. Plus, adventure makes you more interesting. Oh, you've lived in the same town, worked the same job, and eaten the same sandwich every day for 10 years? Tell me more. Start small. Try a new hobby or visit a new place. You don't have to skydive, yet. Mark decided to join a hiking club, even though he'd never considered himself outdoorsy. Not only did he discover a new passion, but he also met new friends who shared his adventurous spirit. Kindness is great, but expecting something in return? That's a trap. Relationships aren't a barter system, and keeping score only leads to disappointment. A study in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that altruistic behavior, being kind without expecting anything back, leads to greater personal happiness. If you're kind just to get something back, you're not a nice guy. You're a salesman with bad ROI. Practice kindness for its own sake. The right people will appreciate it without needing a receipt. Sophia realized that her constant favors for friends were going unnoticed. When she focused on acts of kindness she truly enjoyed, she found that she felt more fulfilled and less resentful. Last but not least, ignoring your own goals. Being a nice guy often means putting everyone else's dreams ahead of yours. But here's the deal, if you don't prioritize your own life, who will? Studies in goal-setting psychology show that having clear personal goals boosts self-esteem and happiness. Plus, pursuing your dreams inspires others to do the same. You can't be the hero of someone else's story if you haven't written your own. Write down one goal you've been putting off and take a small step toward it today. Yes, today. Lisa always dreamed of starting a side business but kept delaying it to help her friends with their projects. When she finally set boundaries and launched her own Etsy shop, she found joy in pursuing her passion while still supporting her friends on her terms. Surprise! Here's a bonus habit because you've been such a great audience. Overanalyzing everything can paralyze you. Whether it's rereading a text message 10 times or second-guessing every decision, it's a waste of mental energy. A study from the University of California found that overthinking leads to increased stress and decreased problem-solving ability. Basically, it's a one-way ticket to nowhere. If you've ever spent more time analyzing a text than writing your resume, this one's for you. Set a timer. Give yourself 5 minutes to make a decision. If it feels right, go for it. Tom spent weeks overthinking how to ask for a raise. When he finally bit the bullet and asked, his boss agreed, proving that all his worrying was for nothing. And there you have it, 11 nice guy habits you need to stop now. Remember, being kind and being a pushover are not the same thing. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and drop a comment below with the habit you're working on. Let's break these habits together and become the best versions of ourselves. See you in the next video.